All right, so here I find myself again in another old building overhaul. Usually that just involves a lot of dust. You make it dirty and then you make it clean. So we made a lot of this dirty, and I'm sure I inhaled some things that I really shouldn't have. But we got some paint going on walls. We got floors being cleaned. We got, framing, drywall, wiring, HVAC, all the stuff that takes time, costs money, slows you down. But we are so very close to a space that is ready to move in.
It doesn't look better, but it is somehow.
I think it looks better. I mean, if anything, you knocked all the cobwebs and shit off the wall, and 3 years
it looks
of
dirty, but there's no texture.
Shooting all that straight in my truck, that was a great plan. I tried to peel this off several weeks ago. It's unfortunately baked on my luck. I'm gonna crack this glass. This 1,000-year-old collection of screws sitting here on the windowsill waiting to pop my tires.
or give you tetanus.
I'm not even gonna start picking at this, because
You don't like the vinyl siding?
well, not this, I mean this.
Oh, yeah.
That'll go on forever. We'll just leave that. We'll build a new awning at some point, but oh God, I'm trying to map out how all this networking is going to go with the network switch and the router and the server. Got a half plan. That means there needs to be 3 Cat 5s in that box, which means I didn't think this through. The network switch needs to be wherever all this is going, which means if Cox puts the router through this exterior wall, then I need to tap into this system that I've created to a switch that then Spike and I can pull off of. So all of it's heading to above the office. That's fine. You have a network switch above the office. I think I need to let Cox get in here before I start pulling cable.
So with the internet finish line in sight, it is time to start deconstructing the old office and moving to the new office. Walker is going to wait until the very last minute to pull the plug on the editing rig and move it over because he is very internet dependent. The boy loves some internet. But we have, moving, you don't really realize how much stuff you have in a room, in a house, in a car until you have to clean everything out. So this is one of those times where it's time to get it out, box it up, and we'll deal with it when we get on the other side.
I just want to put this out real quick. As a quick aside to our move video, I'm driving Tay's truck, and I don't know if you can see this, but I feel like a child getting in this truck. I'm 6 foot, and I'm still like a good almost inch from the steering wheel. Quick update.
No,
Okay.
we don't want to talk to you. We're a cart before the horse a little bit. This office isn't ready to move in yet, so we're having to just stage some stuff out here, which is my favorite way to move things, to do it twice. But we just got to try to get, the one goal that I've set for us that I want to keep is be out of 508 this week. So I like deadlines. I work well with deadlines. So I think we're going to achieve that. We're going to have to live in limbo for a little while. But internet should be over here in the next few days unless I get dicked by Cox.
Live up to their name.
It's in the name. This office is done. Will's been moving things in. This whiteboard got a little road rash on the way over, but
I think we should probably wait to put this up, because if we can put like shelves underneath it.
Other than your desk, plasma table.
don't do that. The thing you're about to do, don't do it.
No, you guys moved a shit ton of stuff today.
Oh.
Heavy, big stuff.
Sure, yeah, I mean, this is nothing.
Like we got, but like this, we're staring at the home stretch.
Staring, it's over there, and we can see it.
We're basically done, right?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it'll be done by tomorrow morning.
That's what I think he was gonna do.
No.
Other than like 4,500 more tiny, very tiny things, we're almost done.
Yeah, but I mean, big stuff like this is all the heavy, big things, right?
No.
No. Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to give you one of these. Like, you're doing good. You're doing good.
What is this thing you're doing?
You guys, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you. I'm proud of us too. Us.
Will, you gotta stop doing that, man. You gotta stop. Walker and I have been talking about it, and he's
He's back.
Whatever you said is probably true.
Here's my only thing about hanging shelves now.
Okay.
It's if we hang shelves, that's where they are. They're not going to come back down and reorganized. So that's why I vote for getting stuff here, figuring out where you guys want the stuff, and then hanging them. Because once things are up, they're up. That's
Typically how I do things.
yeah.
Well, then if we're cool with just laying shit out in here for now, office stuff, you know, all the totes, it's gonna take up a lot of space. Of course, we can stage stuff in the bathroom for now. There's a lot of empty space. All right, I'm with you. Good idea, Spike. Can someone back my truck out and I'll pull this out and then back the truck?
The media office got finished before the other office because, well, it didn't need to be built from scratch. It just needed to be cleaned, demoed, painted, rewired, which is a lot of work, but it's not like foundational work. The other office, however, once it was framed and the windows were in, we rushed to do all the insulation so that we could get the drywall guys in there to hang, mud, sand, and do all the drywall, which is by far the dirtiest step of any sort of space overhaul. Once that was done, we could clean everything, we could paint the floor, paint the walls, get the lights in, and then we could actually move in. But man, you have to get the order of operations right. Otherwise, it's more of a pain than it has to be. Yeah, so even as I sit here and record the voiceover on January 16th, I think, I have not installed the airlines in the new shop yet. However, what you're watching me do is rip it all out of the old shop. I needed the power for the plasma cutter. That was the first big thing that I needed to get wired up because we wanted to minimize downtime there. So stripping all the electrical that powered the plasma cutter off the wall so that the electrician can get all that done in the new space so that when I bring the plasma cutter over, we just plug it in and go. Again, minimizing downtime as much as possible. Time to move the plasma cutter. Big old move here. The last plasma machine we had from Shop Saver, you know, we sold it to a guy in Texas because I got to upgrade. So I sort of knew how to lift it, how to move it. You know, we lifted one side with the hoist and lifted the other side with the forklift and backed the trailer underneath it. This thing barely fit. I mean, it fit. It maybe had a ½ inch of clearance on one side. But on the trailer it went, over to the new shop it went, and then once it got to the new shop, we have all the space in the world to unload this thing. It is so nice to be able to just pick it up and move it wherever you want and not have to deal with dollies and all kinds of weird stuff.
All right, so last night I got the plasma cutter all set up here, kind of temporarily just so that we can get ahead of some work, but it's been leveled. And we got the Hypertherm wired up to the same shutoff box. I ran all the cables and just sort of temporarily cable managed them. I grounded the table to this I-beam here because there's an actual space, a void underneath this slab. And it was gonna make it hard to run the grounding rod into some dirt. So I just assumed that the steel structure of this building runs into the ground at some point, so I just bolted the copper wire straight to the I-beam. And so I did a test cut last night, and it seemed to cut fine. And like I said, we desperately need to catch up on some work and expedite a railing job for one of our customers, so we have a piece of 3/16 steel loaded on the table. Actually, the orientation of this is much nicer because that's the side we'll load from, and there's no control box in the way on that side. So we have better access to the table on that side. And the control box is in less danger and more accessible by Spike. Cleaned the computer, blew the dust out of it, cleaned the cabinet, rewired everything. Got our pendant, of course. Convenient metal I-beam to stick that to. And everything's right here. So I think Spike told me it's ready to rot. Let's see. It's gonna be a little smoky, boys. I got the water level kind of low. The downside of running low water is very hot. I need to make sure that piece came out straight. It's a little banana. Desk. And I'm tired of working on a laptop on a kitchen island. You want to tell a story about your window? Yeah, poor Isuzu got vandalized on Aurora Avenue 2 weeks ago. Keep forgetting to call my insurance company. Just remember that. But yeah, a drunk guy was running down the street Saturday night 2 weeks ago. Used a baton and a water bottle to break this window out, break this mirror. Tried to break the windshield, I noticed, driving around today. There's like a scuff mark right here that's never been there. Thanks, sir. And tried to break that window. Pretty bad. You can see all the scuff marks there. And I caught him, walked up on him, scared him away. Have it all on camera. The cops caught him up the street. Got a court date in December. He's a Virginia Tech medical student. Come on, dude. I don't want to sound like your dad, but you should know better. You know? Anyway, poor Susie's been broken and vandalized, and on top of all the other things I've had to do to get this new shop ready, I've had to get quotes for repair and chase down my insurance and deal with this. Ain't no rest for the wicked, I swear. Here it is.
Back when I had some time on a national television show called Salvage Dogs, my dad and I built this really cool desk out of some airplane elevators, or airplane flaps. They're not wings, even though they look like it. But this is a really special desk. It was my dad's, and then he gave it to me, so I was very, very excited to finally be able to clean it, move it, set it up, and then I could actually have an office. Everybody else got an office first before I did. But once I had an office, boy, was it nice to be able to have a place to sit down and think. I haven't had that for several months at this point.
Maybe you don't know. This is the official new address, not 1111 Service Avenue. So I'm having to put signage up and direct people back here because it's a real Wild Wild West scenario on whether or not our address exists anywhere. I just got USPS to acknowledge the existence of it at all. So I'm gonna put this on our door. Oh yeah, dude. Can't get lost now. And it'll cover this hole in the door. Reason for it to be higher?
No, because then it gets kind of obscured by the awning.
So here, but probably biased toward the edge of the wall?
Yeah.
So if I center it right here, we're good?
Yeah.
Where do I put the mail? Here, in that hole in the door, I guess, for now. Cohesion. Cohesion. Be right back with a ladder. Yes. Use this part of the wall to figure out how long it is.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I do like the custom design part. It makes it feel like we're more.
We do it all.
We are custom design and back rubs.
Careful now. Getting into that OnlyFans territory.
I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this business alive. A little wrinkly, but that's because the wall's not flat. Time to go repo a sign. Sure.
Good catch.
Sure. I don't know where we left off in the last video or what the last thing you saw because we've been living in an actual tornado. But, hi, my name's Tay, and we are at the new location of Lift Arc Studios. Actually, it's behind the camera. It's over there. We're gussying up a pretty vanilla building, if I'm being honest, but thanks to our buddy Charlie at Top Notch Customs, we got some sweet signs, and we even reproportioned one of the signs here that was on the wrong part of the building. So this is 1915 Power Street, Southeast, the new home of Lift Arc Studios. So this is the customer entrance. Keeping my trailer here, but we're still kind of letting parking just sort of handle itself for now, and then maybe we'll paint lines once we all agree on what's best. This is the status of Riverdale. The Historic Train Society doesn't have a yard here anymore, so all those fences were torn down, which is lovely because we're getting a more clear view of the river as that happens, which is cool. Got the big sign up yesterday, which you can actually see from Riverland Road over there, so that feels good. I don't know if I should put the rest of the screws in that or not, but it's fine. We're gonna do a cool metal sign to replace that eventually, so that's just to get people used to who we are and where we are, and specifically related to the mailmen and delivery drivers, because it has been a nightmare to get the US Postal Service to acknowledge our existence. Even though AEP knows that when I go to pay the meter, it's 1915 Power Street Southeast. So we'll see. It's teething, it's a learning curve. We'll get it figured out. But that's the outside. Why don't we do a quick tour of the inside and give you guys an update on what we've been working on the last month and a half. This is Wyatts Truck. Wyatt's here. He's been working in his new space. Big middle 12-foot bay door, which is awesome. First thing you see is we have parking for the Isuzu, which won't always live inside, but since somebody broke my window out, one of the literal last weeks at the old location, the drunk guy broke the window. Thank you, guy. I can't park it outside right now, so it's gotta live right there. Made this steel rack, so we have dedicated storage for all of our large sheet stock for plasma cutting and whatnot. We, of course, transplanted the old cantilever racks for the dimensional steel over there. This over here is Wyatt's space. Wyatt's been moving and grooving, working on stuff. He does everything. He does mechanical, he does fabrication, he does custom instruments, guitar-related fixtures and hardware and accoutrement. Talented fella. Right here, just using for staging, we just got a batch of custom rails back from the powder coater that are slated for install next week. It's currently Friday, so next week, Hunter and I and whoever else will be going to the customer's house and installing these bad boys. Shout out Lucas at Powder Coating Creations for turning them around super fast, and the color looks awesome, so very pleased with that. On this way, automotive area, kind of getting backburnered for now. I got the car over there. Got the 2-post lift sitting here on the ground waiting to be assembled and bolted into the ground and leveled and plumbed and all that stuff. Then past that, you can overlook this dusty project car. It's just in the way right now, but we bring you to where Hunter and I have been living the past several weeks or months, really. This is the main fab area. We've got our main 5x10 table, of course, and the Langmuir stuff. We've got some posts here that are prefabricated, or at least mostly. I ran out of caps for a custom railing job out at Smith Mountain Lake. It's Friday here, so we've been working pretty hard this week, so we're just kind of twiddling around with loose ends, which is why you saw me finally hang the sign on the outside of the building. This is a counter, basically, that was in the old office that, upon transporting it here, got the plastic legs broken off of it, and 2 of the cabinet doors were wounded. So had Hunter help me fabricate some new leveling feet just out of some hardware we had. got some metal spacers for some scrap, and then he did some TIG welding practice and welded those up. So as we put our office together, we'll be looking for a home for this, but of course this one we cut The Futile Pursuit of Perfection, something I say all the time. And on this side we have Lift Arc Studios. This is something Aaron and I built at the old shop. It's a cool piece. It was made to fit the weirdly shaped wall over there, so we got to figure out how to incorporate it over here, but it'll be used for something, I'm sure. Over here is sort of the status of where the fab happens. I set it up almost identical to how the old shop was set up just because of muscle memory. So toolboxes and tools and grinders and most of the stuff we interact with on a daily basis is in roughly the same place. There's definitely more space and more learning, but yeah, I got banners hung, of course. Arc 3, Hypertherm, HTP, Furic, Edge, all those guys. Thanks for supporting us, everybody. Got our grinder kiosk here, so seems to be working. This is a nice thing to have really close to the fab area because we go back and forth to this grinder all the time. These two grinders, this one from Vevor has actually been coming in big handy. We've got Will's favorite thing, the Magnavan right here. It's, I guess we'll give the people an update on the Magnavan. Aaron and Will a few weeks ago ripped out a lot of the rotten ceiling and put in some flexible plywood. And then Will ripped up the carpet to investigate some spongy floor, and we found
It's very spongy.
more disaster, really. Nothing I didn't see coming, but at this point we're gonna see it through because we've got a podcast to record, and it's gonna be recorded in here if we don't all die of asbestos first. So we have to justify the existence of this freaking van in our shop. So something's happening in there, hell or high water. And then over here, you can start to see the new office that Spike, Wyatt, and I are occupying. But before we get into that, we've of course got the plasma cutter here. Our Shop Saver sidekick has made the pilgrimage over to the new space. There's Wyatt. We saw his space back there. It's been leveled for the most part. We've got the power. Shout out Chris Thornton, one of the best electricians in the world. The absolute man came and hooked up everything. So I salvaged all the disconnect and the wire and the conduit from the old shop. Put it here. I think this is relatively the permanent home for it. Although the Hypertherm power unit itself, I think will mount up on this column eventually and get it off the floor. This thing came fully set up and calibrated, but I started going through the video manual when we got it, following the steps that anybody else would have to follow. And I cracked some bolts loose that they said to crack loose to make the Y-axis parallel, and did that sort of calibration. And then I looked back and saw that all that had been done already. So I sort of had a mini panic attack going like, oh no, it was professionally set up and calibrated and I undid all that stuff. So I'm waiting on a call from the Jake over at Langmuir, and hopefully I didn't ruin anything. Because we actually have some jobs waiting on this machine. We have some copper milling to try out. We have some bracketry, we have some signage, we have some aluminum pieces we want to make. So very excited to get this thing working. We have there's a dedicated video coming out, but we have all sorts of milling bits. I believe these are titanium nitride coated, some carbide cutters, some threading. You can actually mill threads, so that's exciting. We've got all the drilling bits, drill bit holder, clamps, vise, parallels, everything. So very, very excited to start using that. I'll probably mess with that the rest of the day a little bit just to figure it out. But shall we show you the office? Shout out again, Habitat Restore for having sweet deals like this brand new front door I got for no money. By no money, I mean a significant discount, just like everything else there is discounted. And here we have the office, Spike and I's corporate office. It's, there's Spike, you know him. A lot of work has gone into this space. I mean, This room didn't exist. This ceiling didn't exist. None of it existed. So it was, you saw the framing, the insulation, the electrical, the drywall, the painting of the ceiling and the wall. Shout out Spike for painting the ceiling. Looks great. So anyway, this is sort of the first take at laying things out in here. I got my desk moved over, which is of course a cool L-shaped desk that my dad and I built together years ago out of some elevators on an airplane. It's not an actual wing. These were the rear control surfaces from an airplane, but it's an airplane wing. Although the astute among you would know that the bottom side of an airplane wing wouldn't be flat, it would be curved, which would make a terrible desk. So this is where I sit and think and contemplate and panic. And then over here we have a little kitchenette sort of set up. We got a really dirty fridge from my parents for free that I need to soak top to bottom in Clorox, but we have a fridge, which is nice. Coffee, microwave, executive bathroom. So this little room was here even when there was no office. They had framed this in, and there's 2 steps up, which is very strange. It's literally a bathroom on a pedestal. And the door is about 3 inches from the sink, and it's very easy to get slammed in here. I think the right way to do it would be to make the door open out instead of in. That would make it a lot easier. Toilet, sink, you know the deal. But it's nice because we have a bathroom in here, and then in here, there's another bathroom, and there's a walker. What? Shop tour walker. Walker's in here. If only physically, Walker's here. How you doing, buddy?
Sponsor time.
It's time. Extreme Office Makeover. I've always wanted to try one of these and see if it's a big deal like people say it is. I got us a standing desk. Well, really, I got Walker a standing desk because his posture is bad news. Have you seen how he sits? But in any case, we got the FlexiSpot E7pro. Let's throw it together because I'm excited to see one of these fancy adjustable stand-up desks. It's also worth mentioning that this thing came with a 15-year warranty.
15 years?
15 years. And there it is, 50 inches up.
That's pretty cool.
That's slick. Oh, and you can have like presets.
Oh, I like this.
Nice. As viewers can use the code YTE7P50 right here on the bottom of the screen, $50 off. Your very own E7 Pro from FlexiSpot. You know, I think this is one step forward to fixing Walker's posture.
We're
not chiropractors, nor are we licensed doctors.
We're putting a lot of weight on the idea that this is going to fix Walker's posture, and I guarantee this won't.
Hey, we need you. Hey, Will, over here. So we got you a new desk.
Pretend you're editing. All right, yeah, now edit how you really edit.
Sink lower. Yeah, that's more what I'm used to seeing.
All right, but doesn't your back hurt?
All the time.
All right. Well, may I offer you a solution?
Oh.
All right, now pretend you're editing.
Well, how am I supposed to see the keyboard?
You should sit up.
Or stand.
Wow.
Oh, my back hurts.
What
It
about
goes
this?
higher?
Oh,
Dude.
it goes up to 50.
You want to see full height? That's 50.6 inches.
So now you can do the same thing.
Yeah, it can feel familiar from the armpit up.
Perfect.
So Walker, do you think this is going to fix your posture and every other problem in your life?
Every single other problem in my life has just been solved.
Perfect. Thank you, FlexiSpot.
Thanks, you.
FlexiSpot.
One more time, Tay.
YTE7P50.
Hey, yeah.
We all must leave now. Thank you for watching, and back to the video.
Thanks, FlexiSpot.
Thanks, FlexiSpot. No, really.
No, seriously, thank you.
Jokes aside,
My posture sucks.
Anyway, this is the media office, and this was the first office space we redid. And there's Will's desk over there and his editing rig. A whiteboard full of to-dos. Some of that. Walker's space. We got my old kitchen island from a house I don't have anymore. That's serving its purpose nicely. And then we have the murder bathroom, as Aaron so elegantly put it. It's been pressure washed, so believe it or not, this is way cleaner than it used to be, but there's 2 working stalls in here. So there's poop stall number 1, and then the far less desirable poop stall number 2 with wooden toilet seat. Very deluxe. But we do have a urinal, which is awesome. And a working sink. I might as well wash my hands now.
And what, you do get a shower?
I think that was a shower, yeah. Shower turned wood stove pedestal. But Chris, again, the electrician, helped put some brand new bright lights in here that we also got from Habitat Restore. Awesome place. So there was literally one light bulb in here before, and now it feels better. Light makes places feel better. This vinyl window is poorly installed because I got the wrong side, but my dad, being the hero he is, made it work, which is killer. And of course, these windows here are brand new, which is a huge upgrade from what they were. And then you go through here, out this interesting glass door, into the foyer, which can be lit up by the literal sun. And it's HVAC'd in here as well. If you didn't notice, the whole office is heated and cooled, which is amazing. And yeah, we're back at the front door. And just like an MTV Cribs episode, I gotta ask you to leave. Bye, get out of here. See ya. Like and subscribe, please. We love you. Bye.